like that, we are back at the farm once again. Tuesday, November 14th, the last week before KNOTT becomes the merriest of farms in Southern California. We're going to take one last chance to look around while the farm is in its normal off-season form to see if we can spot any clues as to what could possibly be coming next year, and just overall look around and enjoy the transformation into the holiday season. But like we always do, first things first, let's head over to the hotel and see what they got going on over there. It looks like they started pouring the concrete on the inside there, so the pathways are going to be laid pretty soon. They still got this big mound of dirt here, but they are working hard in this little section. And then I'm assuming after they're done inside, they will finish the wall here. We can try to go around and see what's going on the inside, but they're working hard in that little section too. So let's see if we can figure this out here. They're starting to drill the floor here, so they might be taking these doors out completely. Like I was saying last week, they might be connecting the entrance here, just redoing this whole section altogether and connecting it to the courtyard outside, moving the doors. So they're busting their humps over there. You can see they laid the concrete all along the inside, around where the planters were for the trees, and it looks like they're going to move those doors that were the back entrance there, because they're starting to drill underneath them. They're also doing it looks like they're doing work on the roof, and they're working inside the little penthouse suites up there at the top level. I'm not sure if they're renovating that ballroom or not. I'll probably know here within the next couple weeks. I know Andrea and I are meeting with a wedding planner for KNOTT to look into possibilities for having our wedding here at the hotel. So we'll know how that is gonna, what's going on up there and how that's gonna end up turning out. Let's see what the front of the hotel looks like now. So they've got all of the panels and stuff closed off now, so all they're gonna have to do is basically probably drywall over those and then spackle and paint. The entrance over here seems to be coming along pretty well. That'll be the main entrance of the hotel there, and it's supposed to have like an overhang with a loop for cars to drive under for pickup and drop off, Vegas style. So they're starting to get paneling out there too. I don't know where that paneling's gonna go around. And if you can see, they've got the top all kind of knocked out. And with the 20 acres kitchen, the outside is coming along super nice. Still got bags of, what is that? Is that hay? But they got the outside all concreted. I don't know if they're gonna put a wall up or not. I thought they were gonna put up like a little waist high kind of divider, but I'm not sure. I think they still have to bring an overhang out, which is why they still haven't finished doing the wall here. I'm assuming they're gonna bring an overhang out and then they'll finish putting the drywall and stuff up. But it looks like the inside is pretty close to being cleaned out, cleared up. That's a good sign. That means that they're close-ish, right? Still finishing putting away all of the Scary Farm stuff. Saying goodbye for yet another year. Goodbye to the depths forever, actually. Maybe we get a little individual room inside the Legacy Maze next year of the depths. Put that big shark somewhere. So it's all coming along. My guess is going to be summer 2024, which is not bad, considering I think they had it planned to be this fall. But they also plan on having MonteZOOMa come out with Fiesta Village over the summer. So, you know, cards subject to change. But that's everything on the outside, so let's go ahead and jump through the turnstiles and see what's going on inside the park. So I know that Magic Mountain up the street is, they're doing a bunch of construction on their front gate now, getting rid of a lot of the ticket booths. And I know a lot of these ticket booths aren't really being used. They use those ones down at the end a lot. So, and they do kind of get in the way of this front entrance here. So I'm wondering if maybe that might be on the docket for Berry Farm, is to kind of knock out all except for maybe 2 of these ticket booths, maybe down there at the end, and kind of just open up this whole area here front so that it doesn't get so claustrophobic on the other side. Because when the lines start to build up there, they start to come through the middle here, and then they just kind of start to form into globs of people. Here's an interesting development. They took off the Cedar Fair. There you go. Christmas time. Camp Snoopy still behind a big wall. This is going to be interesting when we find out what they're actually doing on this side of the park. You look closely at these little decorations that they have hanging from these light poles. They all have little Peanuts character faces on the ornaments. You got Schroeder, Marcy, Sally, and Linus, and the rest of the gang somewhere, I'm sure. Okay, and since I reopened this, I gotta do the weight test. I gotta make sure it can handle the hefty people. Oh, we're good. All right. Woo! Oh man, I rolled there. Okay, test complete. It passed this time. We'll have to test it again after Thanksgiving. That's the real test. I really can't wait to see this place at night with all the lights and stuff lit up. A couple more days, Merry Farm starts, and then we get to see Camp Snoopy at night in all its Christmas glory. So it looks like they're actually doing something back behind those walls in Camp Snoopy where Timberline Twister and Campus used to be. There are beams back there now. Not sure what they're for. Not many beams, mind you. There's not a whole lot featured in it. Those could very well just be beams that they have scraped up that were left behind from before. I don't think so. They look kind of new. They're also looks like they dredged a lot of stuff, a lot of the roots and stuff from a lot of those trees. It looks like they may take some more of those trees out fairly soon. It does seem like there might be less than there were a couple weeks ago when I actually was paying attention. It looks like there is some sort of forward progress going on there. I don't know if they plan on making any announcements for that anytime soon. I do know the IAAPA convention is taking place right now, and maybe we could see something happening here at some point in the future. It would be nice to at least know what was happening one way or another. And everybody I ask about this ride, I get one-word answers. Soon. That's what I get. Soon. We got the tree up in Fiesta Village. That's going to look nice all lit up here in the courtyard, right in front of the Dragon Swing and the Mexican hat dance. And it feels good to have that back in the park. So Coast Rider's set to come back online on Friday when they open up Merry Farm. You see they got a bunch of tape still up over there. This whole railing needs to be redone. It needs to be put back up. So they got about 3 days to get this finished. That seems like enough time. It doesn't look like they're working on the actual ride itself. Just this onboarding queue here. Yeah, 3 days should be enough. Should be fine. And we watched them start to plant these last week. Here's the finished product. That is beautiful. Good ambience there. And this is what it looks like with the yellow flowers around the trim, around the outside. That's a good looking floral arrangement. I can't hear you. What are you trying to say? The music is really, really loud. Probably because there's nobody over here. It's like a club scene over here. Oldies club scene. 110 decibels. Blow your eardrums out. Something kind of noticeable this week is with Xcelerator open, it really takes the line down for hang time. So it's a walk-on right now at about it's about 11:10. And hang time's a walk-on. And it looks like the fountain arrangement's all done. That looks good too. Lots of silvers and golds. And then when they get it all lit up, it'll look even better, right? These things were obviously made for nighttime, but it looks just as good during the day. And it looks like they've reached the Roaring Twenties area with their holiday decorations. Figured they'd get back here eventually, right? I'm gonna keep these lights on too at Cordy's. The little corner lights on, the factory store lights on. Jingly, it's very jingle ball-y. They did not cut corners with their use of garland this year. Now all it needs is some people. And if you're not ready for the likes of Xcelerator, what better way to get used to the initial launch than good old Pony Express, which is also back running again. And it's another ride that's a walk-on. So, bonus. I've said this before, probably numerous times, but how do you beat this? How do you beat this view? How do you beat this kind of scenery? I could do with some more of this. Ooh, someone's been wrapping presents for me? So I know the signage isn't great, but this is a little schoolhouse here across from the Wilderness Dance Hall is where they usually do Mrs. Claus's Kitchen. There's no signage, so hopefully they'll put something up here, but this is where it should be this year, I believe. It's where it was last year. There's a Wilderness Dance Hall. That's where Santa's gonna be, and his delicious hot chocolate. Right across the street, Mrs. Claus, hard at work. I half expected them to decorate out here. I was hoping they would. They did add the Ebenezer Scrooge headstone. He died on Christmas. Oh, that's a little morbid. So lining the streets of Calico now, starting to put all of the little stands and kiosks up. And then here is where the glass blower is going to be, next to the bank. How's that for a tree? That's nice. Silver Bullet back running too. Old tried and true Silver Bullet never disappoints. So nothing new on this front, still just dirt. There's cones out laid around, and obviously the tracks are somewhat fresh, showing that they are still driving cars over it at least. But the tents are still over on the side there, and no word on when they're going to actually reopen the Grand Sierra Railroad full time again. I'm assuming that would be around Mary Farm 2, right? But I could be wrong. I mean, that's not a world beater or a line eater, but it does help with the depletion of 60% of Camp Snoopy. It is weird that this is still here. I wonder why they haven't gotten rid of this yet. Are they just going to leave this up all year? There's no way, right? I do not see them leaving this up all year, but it looks completely untouched. And Scary Farm's been done for a few weeks now. They've got the rest of the park cleared of it. So I'm not sure why this is still here and just hanging around. Oh, here's the jam right here. Those Mary Farm jammies. Well, this is what I'm talking about. Looks like it's only adults though. With a lot of the other stuff, obviously, you know, the Mary Farm mug, thermos, cups, and throw blankets. It's kind of nice. It's kind of like a soft koozie built into the outside of it. More to come, I'm sure. And here's something interesting. It didn't do much decorating around the log ride. I wonder why. Because this is like the prime spot for all the seasonal decorating. I mean, it still looks nice, but it would be nice with with this stuff all over it. And if you did get the premium drink add-on with the ices and the coffees, right across from the log ride, you got this giant icy station next to the funnel cake stand. Make sure you come get your freezing cold ices for when it becomes freezing cold, 56 degrees. All right, that's freezing cold for Southern California, okay? Hopefully, when Mary Farm starts and when they've run this ride a few times, they'll get another train on the track. I don't know how that's going to do with the strength of the launch, but as of right now, their loading and unloading time on this ride is a bit atrocious. It takes like 5-6 minutes each time, so really feels like we're counting down our last days here seeing this ride. Still no word on what's happening. I feel like a broken record at this point. It doesn't look like it's been touched even since the summertime. I'm really hoping that Six Flags and Cedar Fair agree that this ride is worthy of being rebuilt and brought back to its former glory. I look forward to seeing this fire up and going again. There's something about leaving here at night, having Ghost Rider going off in the background, and having this fire just kind of doing its thing, providing a little bit of warmth. Not now, with a couple days to go for Mary Farm, is firing on as close to all cylinders as it possibly can be. With the exception, obviously, of what's going on in Camp Snoopy and MonteZOOma's Revenge. Or I should say the crypt of what once stood MonteZOOma's Revenge. Everything else is open, everything else is running, but I look forward to getting on this thing again. Not only that, I look forward to seeing all of the lights. I love watching Ghost Town be lit up at night. I love the tree lighting ceremony, and the fact that Xcelerator is going again over there on the other side of Boardwalk. It's almost like it adds new life to this park. The future is bright. We should all be excited. Hopefully, we see everybody at Merry Farm. But until then, we'll catch you all on the flippity flop.